Wait, Gwyneth Paltrow is now the face of a tech company caught in the middle of a viral corporate meltdown? Yes, you heard that right.
Well, this should be an Oscar because she totally crushed that. It's a clever turn for the company.
Astronomer is turning the Coldplay kiss cam scandal into laughs.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on, you're okay?
Just hitting all the right notes. No word yet on how much Gwyneth was paid. Whatever it was well worth it.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
Just days after a Coldplay concert, Kiss Cam exposed a secret relationship between two high-ranking executives. Astronomer, the company at the heart of the storm, dropped a jaw-dropping video starring Gwyneth herself, not as a client, not as a casual cameo, but as their official, well, very temporary spokesperson. She looked right into the camera, called herself the voice of 300-plus employees, and delivered a hilariously dry message that made the internet stop and say, "What is going on? This is Gwyneth Paltrow, Oscar-winning actress, wellness queen, Chris Martin's ex-wife, and now the surprise public face of a data company in damage control mode. So why her? Why now? And how did this A-list celebrity get caught in a whirlwind of office politics, relationship drama, and machine learning pipelines? Strap in, because this story is way bigger and stranger than a viral kiss. Who hired Gwyneth and why? Let's face it, Gwyneth Paltrow stepping into a corporate mess isn't something anyone saw coming. She's not a typical brand ambassador. She's an Academy Award-winning actress, a luxury wellness mogul, the founder of Goop, and famously selective about where she appears. So when Astronomer, a data engineering firm reeling from a viral scandal, suddenly introduced Gwyneth as their temporary spokesperson, people didn't just raise eyebrows. They paused the internet. Behind the scenes, the move was orchestrated by Maximum Effort, Ryan Reynolds' creative agency. Known for turning awkward moments into viral gold, they brought in Gwyneth as the ultimate curveball.
They don't seem to want this news to end, so they enlisted Gwyneth Paltrow to make a commercial for them.
She wasn't hired to explain the company's mission. She wasn't there to discuss internal policy. She was the distraction, the reset button, the plot twist no one expected, and it worked. Within hours of the ad dropping, news outlets went from discussing resignations to dissecting Gwyneth's role. Was it PR brilliance or pure chaos marketing? Either way, the message was clear. Astronomer wasn't going to hide. They were flipping the script with Hollywood flair. The ad that broke the internet, the video went live on July 25th. It began, innocently enough, the usual startup-style montage, office footage, upbeat music, soft branding, nothing out of the ordinary. Then, suddenly, there she was, Gwyneth Paltrow, sitting in a clean, modern space, looking calm, composed, and completely serious. I've been hired on a very temporary basis to speak on behalf of the 300-plus employees at Astronomer.
I've been hired on a very temporary basis to speak on behalf of the 300-plus employees at Astronomer.
She said in her signature cool tone. No panic, no explanation, no mention of the elephant in the room. Instead, she casually pivoted to talk about Apache Airflow, AI infrastructure, and data pipelines, as if she'd been leading product demos for years. It was unexpected, hilarious, and kind of brilliant. There was no need to reference the scandal directly, because the internet already knew. That silence spoke louder than any statement could. The ad didn't ask for forgiveness, didn't offer excuses, it just shifted the spotlight from resignation rumors to marketing genius, and suddenly, Astronomer wasn't the company that crashed. It was the company that pulled off the boldest image reboot in recent memory, from Oscar stages to server farms. Let's talk about the contrast here, because it's wild. Gwyneth Paltrow built her brand around luxury, elegance, and ultra-curated living. She's known for starring in cult favorite films, sipping green juice, and selling $250 face creams. Her empire is built on being aspirational, polished, poised, and perfectly distant from the corporate chaos the rest of us wade through. And now, she's casually sitting in a data company's office, repping Apache Airflow like it's a wellness retreat in Tuscany.
Astronomer CEO Andy Byron has resigned.
So what happened? Some say she was doing a favor. After all, Gwyneth moves in the same high-level creative circles as Ryan Reynolds. His agency, Maximum Effort, has a reputation for creating marketing campaigns that go viral because they're strange. Gwyneth could have signed on simply because she appreciated the irony. Others think this was her way of regaining a little control. Her ex-husband, Chris Martin, was literally performing when the whole Kiss Cam disaster went down. Was this her chance to rewrite the narrative? Turn a messy concert moment into a smart corporate pivot? Whatever her motivation, the impact was clear. Her presence elevated the brand's response. Didn't feel like an apology. It felt like a chess move. Astronomer didn't just want a face. They wanted someone who would make people stop scrolling. And Gwyneth delivered. Coldplay, irony, and the Kiss Cam curse. Here's where things get even weirder. This entire saga started with one of the most innocent stadium traditions in existence, the Kiss Cam. During a Coldplay concert packed with tens of thousands of fans, the camera panned across the crowd and then landed on two very uncomfortable people. Most fans just lean in and laugh it off, but this couple did the opposite. Their reaction wasn't sweet or silly, it was tense.
Astronomer CEO Andy Byron has resigned.
His wife has now deactivated her account. The wife later dropped her married name.
At a Coldplay concert, snuggling with his head of human resources.
Forced smiles, nervous glances, complete discomfort. That awkward moment would have passed in seconds, except the internet saw it, clipped it, and shared it at lightning speed. Within hours, amateur detectives identified them. Andy Byron, CEO of Astronomer, and Kristen Kitt, the company's head of HR. The backlash was swift. The optics, terrible. These weren't two random attendees. They were the top leadership of a company built on trust and structure. And here's the twist of fate. The man performing on stage during all this, Chris Martin, Gwyneth Paltrow's ex-husband, was like the universe decided to tie every thread together into one absurd, perfectly timed viral moment. And just days later, the woman who once shared red carpets and children with him was suddenly representing the company that took the hit. Coincidence? Maybe. But it felt like poetic irony, the kind of thing that doesn't just break the internet, it owns it. No apologies, no statements, only Gwyneth. Here's what makes this entire story even more surreal. Neither of the executives involved, Andy Byron or Kristen Kitt, ever publicly addressed the scandal. There were no apologies, no press conferences, no social media posts with vague captions about life transitions. Instead, total silence. Now that silence didn't stop the internet. In fact, it only added fuel to the fire. Fake apology letters started circulating online, long, dramatic messages supposedly written by the execs, expressing regret and asking for forgiveness. They looked real, they felt real, but they were completely fabricated. Outlets like Axios and AFP fact-checked them and confirmed 100% fake. Meanwhile, Astronomer didn't issue a traditional statement either. No PR briefing, no damage control talking points. They skipped all of that and let Gwyneth Paltrow speak for them in a single, carefully produced video. No direct references, no finger pointing. Just a calm, controlled message delivered by someone who wasn't even part of the company until now. And that's what made it so powerful. The silence wasn't a lack of response, it was the response. The company chose to sidestep the drama and redirect attention, not with facts or denials, but with style, celebrity, and subtlety. In a world where every scandal is dissected in real time, Astronomer did the unthinkable. They left the internet to talk while they stayed quiet. But was this all planned? At this point, the internet couldn't help but ask, was any of this accidental? Because the timing, the reactions, and the recovery, everything felt almost too perfect. Let's start with the original moment. Kiss cams at major stadiums aren't usually random. The camera crew often previews the audience feed or gets instructions on who to feature. So naturally, theories started flying. Did someone in the production team know who Andy and Kristen were? Was this an internal prank that spiraled out of control? Or was it planned from the start? There's no actual proof of a setup, but that hasn't stopped Reddit threads and TikTok deep dives from speculating. And then there's Gwyneth. Her sudden involvement only made things look more curated. Some fans speculated she was paid a fortune, maybe millions. Others wondered if she received equity in Astronomer. Officially, we don't know. All we have are rumors. What we do know is that the campaign was crafted fast, and Gwyneth reportedly liked the tone enough to say yes almost immediately. Whether it was spontaneous or orchestrated, one thing is clear, it worked. the media headlines shifted from scandal to strategy. And just like that, the narrative changed. Not because someone issued a correction, but because someone told a better story. The messy moment and the tone shift. Just when the internet thought the Kiss Cam saga had peaked, Coldplay delivered a surprise encore, and this one felt way too clean to be random. At their next concert in Miami, just 2 days after the Gwyneth Paltrow ad dropped, the Kiss Cam was back. But this time, it didn't catch awkward executives or trigger a viral meltdown. It landed on Lionel Messi, arguably the most famous footballer on the planet, and his wife, Antonella Roccuzzo. The moment, pure perfection. The crowd erupted. Chris Martin, frontman of Coldplay and Gwyneth's ex-husband, serenaded the couple from the stage. Cameras flashed, fans swooned, and just like that, the Kiss Cam was rebranded. Some called it the cleansing moment.
Well, Leo, my beautiful brother, you and your wife are looking so fine. The #1 sports person of all time.
A chance for Coldplay to shift the mood and restore the fun behind the tradition. Others weren't so sure. They questioned the timing, the staging, the camera choice. Was it damage control? A clever attempt to bury the previous scandal under a wave of messy mania? We'll never know for sure, but what we do know is that it worked. The narrative shifted overnight. From secret affairs to superstar couples and stadium-wide applause, felt like someone had flipped the switch from disaster to distraction, from uncomfortable silence to celebrity sparkle. And for Astronomer, that shift couldn't have come at a better time. Beyond the scandal, the real red flag, now let's pull back from the headlines and talk about what really mattered in all of this, because it wasn't just a weird camera moment or a clever celebrity cameo. It was about power and trust. The two people at the center of the Kiss Cam scandal weren't just co-workers, they were the CEO and the head of HR. Two of the highest-ranking individuals in a company that handles complex tech operations, and their relationship completely hidden from the team. In any workplace, transparency and accountability matter. But when the head of HR is involved in a personal relationship with the CEO, it raises immediate questions. Favoritism, bias, unspoken influence. All of these things can destroy morale and lead to a toxic environment, because HR isn't just another department, it's the safety net for employees. It's where people go when they feel uncomfortable, overlooked, or unheard. So when the person running that department is entangled with the person at the top, who protects the rest of the team? That's the issue Astronomer had to face. The Kiss Cam didn't create the scandal, it exposed it. And once it was public, the company had no choice but to act quickly and decisively. It wasn't about punishing personal choices, it was about protecting the workplace from the fallout of secrecy and imbalance. And that's the real lesson here. No matter how clever the response, or how famous the spokesperson, trust inside a company matters more than any viral recovery. Gwyneth turned a scandal into strategy. So let's wrap this up. A simple concert moment exposed a secret relationship at the top of a tech company. Two executives stepped down, and somehow, Gwyneth Paltrow ended up being the face of the cleanup. No apology, no statement, just a 1-minute ad that flipped the narrative. Astronomer didn't run from the fire, they redirected it. And Gwyneth? She delivered a masterclass in image control without saying a single word about the scandal itself. But beyond the celebrity twist, this was about trust. Power and secrecy don't mix, especially when it's the CEO and head of HR. Gwyneth didn't solve the problem. She shifted the spotlight. And in today's world, that might be the most effective strategy of all. This shocked you? Hit like, drop your theory in the comments, and subscribe for more real stories that feel stranger than fiction. Because with twists like this, who needs Netflix?